YouTube, Droid Freak here, and welcome to FreakCraft 2.0 Episode 4. In this episode, frame rate chunking, we are going to farm. Sorry about the frame rate chunking. I'm actually rendering out the Enderman farm tutorial right now, because I'm just too impatient to get started on this video. I'm so stoked for this video. You might think, farming is boring. You know what? I'm going to build a bunch of farms, and I'm going to build them awesome. That's what I'm doing in this video. I'm building a bunch of farms for various things, and it's going to be sweet. There are slimes all over the place. Speaking of which, I should show you something. Besides that wheat farm, obviously. You might have noticed the big wheat farm that I harvested at the statement of what I was going to do. Well, besides farming wheat, which I've obviously already set up a farm to do, I want to farm slimes. Hey, slimies. Yep, so this is a slime chunk right here. I'm sure there are other slime chunks around too, but this is one that I happen to pinpoint because one of these guys spawned inside like a confined cave type area, and I was able to figure out that he must have spawned in one of 4 chunks, and this is one of those 4, and I basically cordoned off these 4 chunks. You can tell because I dug them out to a higher height. These 4 chunks I cordoned off, and I figured out which one slimes were spawning in, which was this one. So this is a slime chunk, so I'm going to build a slime farm in this chunk. I'm also planning on building an ice farm, and gotta eat, and building farms to give me lots of books. That is in fact probably one of my biggest goals, which is actually the reason why I built the wheat farm, is so I can build book farms. And I don't mean multiple farms to give me books, I mean multiple farms to give me the materials to make books, because I need both leather and sugarcane. So 2 of the main farms I'm going to build in this episode are leather farms and sugarcane farms. So you're probably thinking to yourself right now, Droid Freak, that's a lot of stuff to do in one episode. You're going to build like 5 farms or something? Yeah. It's pretty big. I'm going to do a lot of stuff, but none of these projects are terribly huge, and I have a lot of other things that I want to do, honestly. That's why I want to lump these into one episode, because I have so many more things to do in episodes than make farms. I don't want to just make one farm per episode. That just gets boring. Well, an Enderman farm was pretty major. That's why that was one episode by itself. But I'm probably going to, again, do, time-lapse montage type stuff, and sort of explain the farms after I build them, rather than going through the build process painstakingly, because I know that going through the build process on camera takes a whole lot more time than just explaining the principle and demonstrating the farm and having time lapses. That'll take longer for me to make the video, probably. But, hey, it's the price you gotta pay for being awesome. Don't you just love the sound of burning cobblestone? Hang on, that's not cobblestone. That's a herd of cows. Around a stack of cows, literally. So, quite a few cows have been built up there. I bred it with about 2 stacks of wheat, so that's about what you expect from them. But yeah, this is my AFK cow farm. You're like, AFK cow farm? How can you AFK farm cows? Well, it's pretty simple. You just set up your right-click button to hold down to breed the cows. Babies get sent down above these pistons. Let me breed them up quick. Should be able to use up an entire stack of wheat on these guys. Maybe. There are over a stack of cows in there. Yeah, these guys are bobbing up and down in water, which is why they shift past each other, and I can access them all, even though they're all piled into one square. So if I just hold down right-click for a while, then I should breed all these guys. Well, maybe not. Maybe not quite all those guys. Plenty of XP streaming around too. Huh, I guess none of the cows went to that side. Well, you can see that plenty of baby cows ended up in those little end pieces, and when those pistons just went off, as you saw, they're on a simple hopper-dropper timer that I designed a little while ago. When those pistons go off, all the baby cows are pushed into here. When they grow up, they will be suffocated. I kinda wanna see this. Maybe I'll sit here recording for like 20 minutes, or come back 20 minutes from now. That's probably what I'll do. I'll come back like 15 minutes from now and record again, and hope I can catch them on camera. But this hopper-dropper clock is full hoppers, which I figure comes out to roughly 5 minutes, a little less than 5 minutes. And baby animals take 20 minutes to grow up, so within the time that baby animals are sitting there, it should pulse like 3 or 4 times. So they should have plenty of time to get down into the area that they're supposed to be in. All they have to do is fall down and get pushed by pistons, which shouldn't be able to glitch too badly. I mean, maybe baby animals will try to glitch through the glass, not sure. But yeah, basic idea is, here is you just have cows standing in water, water pushes them out, baby cows out to the edge, the adult cows are too tall to fit out to the edge. Pistons then retract momentarily and then extend again every once in a while to let the baby cows fall and get pushed into the middle. And when the baby cows grow up, they are standing inside blocks, so they suffocate and die and drop stuff for me. So that's the idea. Hopefully it works out. I think I'm gonna just stand here for a while. Oh, they're starting to suffocate. Suffocate and die. Wahahaha. Okay guys, here's my AFK sugarcane farm. I was thinking of making a time-lapse there, but I didn't end up recording one, and it wouldn't have been that interesting anyways, so... oh well. The idea here is I take all my stuff, shove it in a chest, because I won't be needing any of it if all goes according to plan. Then I sit in this minecart and I go, and I want to face this direction and just hold down left click. So I'll just sit in this minecart and hold down left click, and I'll automatically destroy all the sugarcane in the farm through that half slab window that I get, and I should pick up all the sugarcane when I go past. So hopefully at the end of an AFK session I should have a full inventory of sugarcane. And this also acts as a normal sugarcane farm too, in that, like, when you're just hanging around the base, it will grow up and collect up to around... it would be like 6 stacks, actually, of sugarcane that are grown when you're away. So it should produce plenty of paper for me. Certainly not the most convenient sugarcane farm design. The most convenient would be one that just produces sugarcane while you're gone. But this design should produce a very large volume of sugarcane, which is kind of my goal. Like, if I AFK overnight once, I should have enough for quite a while. That's the idea. Now, there is the slight issue that might occur of Endermen being around and me looking at them, which is why I intend to look this direction, so I'll probably look away from it. And I'm almost certainly going to suffer from an amount of starvation, so I'll probably end up going down to half a heart after a while, and then there's a fairly high chance that an Enderman will be looked at. But from what I've seen, I actually looked at an Enderman up here once while I was on the minecart, and he couldn't get at me. And the minecart noise just stopped. I have no idea why. That is weird. The sugarcane noise is still there, from me breaking the sugarcane. But the minecart noise stopped. But yeah, if I do look at an Enderman, from what I've seen, he just ends up teleporting down to the surface and can't actually get me. Alright guys, I've been AFK in this sugarcane farm for a little while now. And I've been getting a fair amount of sugarcane. I don't even have it all on me right now. I've been dumping it off in chests, sort of periodically. Anyways, let me hop off this, whoops. Turn off sticky keys and hop off here. I'm going to have to turn my punch key back to the right thing. It almost seems like punching sugarcane does not make your hunger drain, but if I'm going to AFK overnight in this thing, I definitely need to put a regen beacon nearby just in case. But I did put a beacon as close as I can get it without moving iron blocks with regen, but it doesn't quite reach most of the farm. It reaches like one of the rail lines, but not most of it, so it's not very effective. But anyways, this sugarcane farm should produce plenty of sugarcane for me. It's already produced way more than I need for the leather that I have right now. Speaking of which, I realized that my cow farm design is not very efficient at all. So I'm gonna rework that right now. Yeah. Basically, I've been watching Tango Tech's LP, and his second or third, whatever cow farm design he built near his skeleton spawner, is basically just showed me how terribly inefficient mine is. Because, I mean, his killing mechanism is way, way, way simpler than mine. And does the same thing. So, yeah, I'm probably gonna rework it to use a simpler killing mechanism. Alright guys, I reworked the cow farm, so now it runs on a much more effective design. Though it is taller, it is much more effective. At least it should be. So what happens is the cows, instead of falling off on all sides, they fall off on just two sides. The water channel down here pushes them together into this one block where they fall on top of that cobble there. That cobble there gets momentarily retracted, the same thing that happened to all the pistons in the last design. And the baby cows fall down to here. Now there's no chance of them glitching out of that because, I mean, if they jump up from there, then they just fall back down again and get slightly suffocated. So there's really no way for the baby cows to escape their inevitable fate of growing up and being suffocated. Pretty much. That's about it. So I've gathered a good 32 stack of cows in there. They're almost done growing up, I believe. It should be like 3 more minutes or so until they are all grown up. because it takes 20 minutes for them to grow up, and I bred the last of them almost 20 minutes ago. So I'm going to let those guys grow up for just a few more minutes, and I will be right back. Okay guys, I'm quite sure now that it has been over 20 minutes since I last bred the cows. So if I do this, there should be no escaping babies. And it appears that I'm correct. If I just tear out those dirt blocks, no babies escape. And I can throw in those glass blocks to completely seal it. So no cows shall escape from here. Wahahaha. So now it should actually be perfectly ready to go. I got an extra dirt block I don't like. Not that that matters so much because I want to fill up my inventory. I also reworked the wiring for this, by the way, so now it's simpler. And it has a better off switch. Because the way the off switch was before, sometimes it would leave items sitting on top of the hopper, which would waste them, of course. This way it doesn't actually stop the clock itself, but I don't think the clock is the reason why I had that there. I mean, I'm pretty sure the lag of this clock is negligible compared to this. But the reason why I have this off switch is because, guess what? Droppers are annoying. That sound is just annoying. That's why I have the off switch. But now, oh, I wanna fill up that slot. Now I should be able to AFK here. Well, first I'll just breed these guys once. Let's see, lots and lots of baby cows flying out there. Should be 16 baby cows every time I breed them. There's still cows with hearts. There should not be any cows with hearts. They should be all done. Yeah, I think they're all done now. Plenty of XP. They look like they're glitching out. Oh, look at that. They're just visually glitching all over the place. Let me pick up that XP, just cuz. Alright guys, I've been AFKing here for quite a while now. I got a bunch of XP stored here and here. I've gone up to level 50 just from all the XP I got from breeding. So this is sort of an effective AFK XP farm too. Maybe I should do something with that concept, make a good AFK XP farm using animal breeding. That's an interesting concept. But as you can see, I got quite a bit of beef and leather from this. So I'd say this AFK cow farm is a huge success now that I've redesigned it. Oh. Sorry, man. You just had to die. Alright guys, the next thing that I want to work on is an ice farm, which is why I'm here above the spawn taiga biome. One lesser known fact about the new biomes is that even though this new taiga biome does not have any snow in it, if you go up above Y128, it still snows and ice still freezes. So say I were to throw together a little water source pool here, should see some ice start to form if I take out the lights. Wouldn't want the lights to prevent it from freezing. So the snow is falling already. I'm planning on building this ice farm out of snow blocks, which is why I'm standing on a platform made of snow blocks. From the ground it'll probably look like a cloud, because it'll just be a big rectangle of snow blocks. And it'll look nice and ice themed, you know, because it'll be all snowy. So one of these ought to freeze relatively soon. That looks kind of trippy, actually. Because this, I think the way it works is the snowflakes on each block border just go in a certain direction. I never really examined snow in Minecraft before. It doesn't look that that coherent. But anyways, yeah. This is where I'm building the ice farm. As a proof of concept, I will cut until when the ice freezes. The first ice block froze. I expanded the pool out a little bit to try and help make ice blocks freeze faster. So, yep, there's the second one. So as you can see, ice does freeze under a snowless taiga biome above Y128. So, I'm in the spawn chunks right now, right next to the iron foundry, and I'm going to build an ice farm up here. It should be pretty sweet. Alright guys, the ice farm is done, although it's not completely frozen yet. The first few rows are. So what this ice farm is, if I can get myself a nice top view, this is temporary, that's going to be torn down. But this ice farm basically has four rows, each of which is 2 by 32. So each of these rows has a stack of ice in it. So this farm holds 4 stacks of ice when fully frozen over. And it will basically be freezing all the time, I think, because it's in the spawn chunks. Maybe not. Maybe blocks don't freeze in the spawn chunks if no one's there. That might be something that requires a player. There's the broken iron foundry. You can see that there are iron golems inside it there, and that there is no villager over there. The fact that there's no villager over there was what initially caused the problem. But then the problem worsened because all the villages merged into one. So now there is one big village there, and it only encompasses this half, because there aren't any villagers on that side. I'm gonna have to fix that eventually. But honestly, that is not very high on my priority list at the moment, because it takes kind of a while to fix, and I have a lot of other stuff to do. So let me quick run along and show you how one would break one of these rows. Got my efficiency 4 silk touch 1 on breaking 3 pick. You just break that, and then you have to jump up to actually collect the ice, but you would just run along here, swing your pick back and forth a little bit, break both the rows at once, then you run back and jump, firmly sprinting, if you can, and there you go. Got a 64 stack of ice from that row. Is this row done freezing? Yep. So go through this row. Just destroy all the ice. Nice and quick like. Run and jump back. Using the new control sprint key. And this row is not quite completely frozen yet. This farm does have a downside in that this reset button that I made can only be used when the farm is completely empty of ice, because if there's any ice in the farm, then the reset button breaks. Because then the dispensers, which dispense water buckets here, instead of like spitting out the water, actually dispense the bucket itself. And that messes things up, because then the dispensers no longer have buckets in them, because they've dispensed the bucket item. I must say, watching ice freeze is about as boring as watching grass grow. Although actually I once did a reasonably interesting time-lapse of grass growing. So maybe I could make this interesting. There we go. It all froze over. So time to take out this last row. Then we'll test the refilling system. Hopefully it still works. I changed the timing a little bit because I had a glitch once where one of the water blocks froze before the dispenser retracted it. So I reduced the timing so the dispensers retract the water faster, so it's less likely for them to freeze while they're out. But then again, it might not work at all. You'll see. I'm gonna get a nice bird's eye view on this. Nope, didn't work at all. Okay, let's try slowing the timings down by 1 tick. Just 1 tick. And I should go remove all these ice blocks. Oh man. Did that just fill up the entire thing? Oh snap. It works. Just 1 tick off, and it works. Brilliant. The entire thing is full of water source blocks, just like that. Pretty simple redstone mech here, just got a button upward facing sticky piston with the redstone dust, so this basically shortens the pulse to like a single tick. So that pulse goes out to all the droppers. Dispensers, by the way, dispensers are a pain to craft. This the hardest part about this was crafting the dispensers. And then we have 6 ticks of delay here. Turns out that 6 is the right number for some reason. Around the power's the same thing, so we get a 1 tick pulse, and then 6 ticks later we get another pulse, basically. Or 5 ticks later, because there's only a 5 tick difference between 1 and 6. So exactly half a second later we get the second pulse, which retracts all the waters. Oh! We have one issue here. That might explain the issue. Yeah, that's the same issue that I had before, where one of the water blocks froze before it could be retracted. So it's not the issue of not having enough delay, it's an issue of having too much delay, but unfortunately I can't reduce the delay anymore. So it seems like this farm might be inherently flawed a little bit. Yeah, I don't know if there's any way to fix that. Because the issue is that the ice freezes instantly upon the dispensers being extended. Actually, I think I know. Maybe. If there is a fix for it, it probably involves light levels. It would involve lighting up all the ice with redstone lamps momentarily so that the ice won't freeze right away. Though that would be rather complicated. Well guys, it appears that this episode is coming to an unexpected conclusion because Kiko found my chest room. I think that he saw my name tag through the wall while I was in here, and he just dug in through the wall. So he probably doesn't even know how I get in, but since this location has already been revealed, I might as well reveal how you get into it too. So this is the location, by the way. Here's my base and everything. To get to it from my base, you just head... This is actually where my new mine shaft is, down there. Where I moved my beacon to. Oh, there are so many zombies. Anyways, how you get in is you ride up to this wall and get off your horse. Because when you get off from riding something, it goes through a somewhat complicated method of choosing where to place you, and sometimes it places you on the other side of walls. This wall is 2 blocks thick, by the way. There's the stone and then there's dirt on the other side. But it still is possible to glitch through it, basically using that method. So that's a nice method to get in and out. And to get out, I have a minecart over here. As soon as you get out of the minecart, boop, you're on the outside. So, very nice. Very nice entrance and exit method. I'm gonna do something about these mobs, like sleep. Alright guys, I set up a new secret storehouse connected to a nether portal, so good luck finding that if you wanna go loot my secret chest, then you gotta find the nether portal somewhere in the nether. Good luck. Yeah. Anyways. I moved all my stuff in here. It's still not organized very well. It's like when you first move into a house and you just have your stuff in boxes everywhere. That's pretty much what it feels like. Because, I mean, I got cobblestone doing the zigzag over here, I got sand there, and sandstone over there, and it's just disorganized. I have 2 types of wood there, and then miscellaneous wood over there. It's just a mess, but I'm gonna finish organizing this, probably try and fill all the walls with chests, except probably this part where I'll put my ender chest and stuff right there across from the nether portal. And then this will be a nice place to be. Though the disadvantage compared to my last one is that it's more difficult to get to and from this place, because I mean it's a lengthy travel through the nether to get there. But in the last one I just had to, you know, ride a horse across my base and get off it. So it's a little bit harder to get into, but should be much more secure, and it is bigger, so I can organize my stuff better. Yep, that's about it. About it for this episode. Hope you enjoyed the farming stuff, the building farms, and using them, and getting lots of stuff. I got my books. Where are my books even at? They're over there. I got tons of books, and I got some ice. I haven't farmed the ice much more, but I will farm it when I need it. I'll probably farm some up pretty soon. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.